What's going on, everyone? My name is Myles K. Farrington, and I am here with all three of my friends, even though it should be four. And this is MONG Podcast, episode 100. Make some noise!
Woo! We don't have any alcohol.
I don't want to be that loud because there are people sleeping in my house. So, as you all know, if you've been watching, this is episode 100, and we're joined today by a special guest, Mr. Lou Contaldi.
Why, thank you.
Yes,
Glad to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Missed your voice.
Glad to have you.
I can't see your photo right now for some reason. I don't get it. But I can see you on the Twitch stream, and that's what's important. We're hosting right now on ours.
Good enough. That counts. We'll run with it and keep on going. And I'm also joined with one of my other co-hosts, Adam Leonard.
Sup.
And Jordan Leffler.
Hello.
And I'll be honest, Jordan, that looks like a thong and it concerns me.
You know what, Myles? You'd be corrected as a thong.
Oh!
Whoa.
I'm crossing my fingers, not used. That's how you get pink eye.
No, it's not. No, it's from a present gag. So.
Okay. All right. That's a thong. We have thong snake here in the.
We decided to do some slight cosplaying. Lou and I are the only two that really followed the rules.
That's fine.
Hey, I cosplayed.
Hey,
What is it? Let's hear it, Adam.
I am off-season Zangief. Like,
Off-season
not fighting. He wants to be a little warmer, so he's got some clothes on. Got his reading glasses because his eyes ain't what they used to be.
I'll accept it. That passes. And I'm the black guy. There you go.
And taking back my Nintendo title, I am Lemmy Koopa. So, yeah, the best one, the one with the mohawk.
The best one, yep. Even though I don't even know who all the Koopa kids are, we'll say he's the best.
Skeeter, Rudolph.
I don't know how many there are. I don't know why I'm counting.
I have no clue.
Papa Smurf. Okay, we should probably move on. So, the only special event we're talking about right now is episode 100 of the MONG Podcast. It's been 100 episodes. We're super excited. I'm super tired. You're super tired. We're all super tired. Words. I can't even keep speaking. Anyways, as per usual, we're always hiding from the site, but let's go ahead and get to the main meat of the podcast for the fun parts. So, Lou, you haven't been on here for a while. What have you been up to? What you been playing?
Okay, well, this week, I'm keeping my tradition, and this has been going back for a long time. Every time I was playing a game, it was always a game that was popular like 2 years ago. And I don't want to break that record, so right now, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Black Flag.
Yeah, I heard that it is a good game.
It is good.
It's keeping my attention, so that's nice. But I've been really into Destiny, so they announced Halloween things, and I just jumped back into that as well.
As a fellow Destiny fan, I'll admit I'm not that excited about the Halloween thing, but that's just me. And you know what? This is just Adam. What are you playing, sir? Horrible segue.
I am basically being like Lou 2 years in the future and playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, okay. Alright, I see what you did there. I thought you meant you had, like, a game that's coming out in 2017 early.
Cyberpunk something, whatever.
2077. I would have been really, really angry that you hadn't shared this little hookup you've apparently got with Future.
No, I've tried to state that it'll probably be 2017 before Lou plays Assassin's Creed Syndicate by his own admission.
Gotcha.
Yes,
gotcha.
that is correct.
For episode 300, he'll be playing Syndicate. That's probably not right in terms of math. It's not. I know it already. Anyway, Jordan, I know you said you're not doing much, but how's life been?
Life has been good. I had a really busy weekend with a wedding, and just didn't get around to playing any games. So that's kind of me being boring. Yay!
Woo! It happens. You can't play games every week, right?
I want to so bad.
I know. We all want to, but life and being adults and paying bills, it's so exciting, isn't it?
It sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Life is paying bills and dying. Anyway, moving on to the news from nowhere, because we had some exciting stuff this week.
Hold on, Myles. Hold up. You're jumping a little through the hoops a little too quickly, I thought, here.
Are we?
We do have a giveaway that's going on right now.
We do. Oh, yeah, free stuff.
Free stuff. We're gonna just, I think, start the episode with one of them. So everyone, just in case you didn't know, we were giving away Journey for the PS4, God of War 3 Remastered, and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Right now, we're gonna announce the winner for Journey. So everybody, drum roll, hold your breath.
I'm not actually in drum roll.
Jeremiah Nelson has won the giveaway raffle for Journey PS4. Congratulations. We will reach out to you shortly.
Congratulations,
Yay.
Jeremiah.
Woo!
I wish I had graphics for this, like some kind of explosion. Just like his name and lights. We'll
Just kind of like the end of Solitaire.
Yeah. What?
Just like the...
I was never good at Solitaire. I never actually saw the end.
Yeah, no, it's just like a cascade of like we could have like a cascade of Journey things.
Oh, we could just like cloaks and ribbons and scarves and all that.
Yeah,
And
I think you're setting up way too much for yourself.
I know. I'm never gonna actually make all that. I would never do that. That's too much work. But yes.
Yeah, we'll announce others as we go on.
Yes. Don't worry. There's still more free things to come because this is episode 100. Get hyped. No, you can't. I'm sorry. I don't know what you expect. You can't just come back here and ask for free stuff. But even though my segue was destroyed earlier, my little vehicle of ill repute, the news from nowhere, I don't know if that sounded right because I'm kind of sick at the moment, is now. We're doing that now. So, Lou, would you like to kick us off, or would you like us to just kind of go in the normal order and have you tag along at the end? What are you thinking?
All right. Just, do you guys read off the entire article or just highlight the important things?
We've been just reading off pretty much.
I'll do that. All right. So, story number 1. Sony officially has lowered the price of the PS4. Sony today, and today is, of course, a while ago, announced that the PlayStation 4 with 500 gigabyte hard drive space, including the 500 gigabyte console and game bundles, has now received a new lower price in several countries. Jim Ryan, SCEE president and CEO, commented, "We are delighted to deliver the PS4 system at its best ever value just in time for the holiday season, making it more accessible to a broader audience. Originally priced at R$6,000, which I imagine is
Rubles?
Rupees? Maybe?
I don't know.
The 500 gigabyte console will now be available at the new recommended retail price of 5,500 rupees in South Africa. And then the other price cuts include in Europe, it went from, it's now about 350, UK, it's about 300, and of course in the US, it's, what is it now?
350? Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, this article actually doesn't even mention the US, which is crazy. I think it might be 350.
I think that's right.
Let's check that.
Boom.
The answer is, never mind, that's the 1 year ago price, because that's relevant for no reason whatsoever. So, never mind, continue.
Okay. Jim Ryan went on to say that with this year's biggest blockbusters and next year's best exclusives, such as Uncharted 4, Thief's End, set to thrill players, there has never been a better time to join the PS4 community. In other PlayStation news, Sony's today released the PlayStation Access app on PS4 and other things. This is great news.
Yeah.
Because I think that they needed some sort of carrot to bring people to PlayStation this holiday season. There's not a lot going on there. Besides all the great third-party games.
I agree a lot. I think that the price drop is definitely going to be good in their field, but at the same time, like I just still don't see a lot of people talking about Xbox. Not to just kind of leave Nintendo out there in the cold, but I think even without this, it still would have been a competitive console for the holiday.
Right.
Yep, absolutely.
So I actually went and took a look at the PlayStation blog for the US.
Mm-hmm.
They say, yep, $349 is what the US thing is. And awesomely, you could go and buy all those bundles at a lower price. Like you could get the Battlefront PS4 bundle coming up, the Nathan Drake one. All those good
Also
stuff.
$349.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you're really cheap, you can go to like Amazon and get them for like very cheap actually. I think like $250 at the moment. So
Did you guys see the point where Target accidentally was selling them for $30?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That price matching is starting to bite people really hard.
Yeah, they really need to change that. I don't think I've never been like, oh, I want to go to Walmart because of their great price matching scheme. I say I want to go to Walmart to scam the hell out of them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's less of an issue with their. I don't even think it's their policy. I think people just don't care all that much because I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are some really, I guess driven Target and Walmart employees. Most of them I meet are like, "Hey, welcome to Walmart. Get your stuff and get out. I don't want to deal with you."
Well, it's because they're getting paid like next to nothing. These people are getting like paid close to minimum wage. That's not worth them having to get chewed out by some customer.
You're not wrong.
Best Buy has customer service out the wazoo. I mean, not that I like it, but they like stalk you practically in the aisles. Hi, can I help you with something? No, I'm just browsing. All right, well, I'm just gonna stand here for the next 5 minutes.
See, as a minority, that's not really an appealing thing in my opinion. But
Well, it's like a double-edged sword too, because with Best Buy, because I buy most of my games from Best Buy, because like the Gamers Club Unlock thing is kind of unbeatable.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
like they have lots of customer service, but they have absolutely no friggin' knowledge because they're like a big box store, and so if you need to know anything about a video game specifically, like a promotion or something like that, they are clueless.
Yeah, I agree. I've always found that at Best Buy, like I'll just get hounded for just looking through the aisles, and then as soon as I need somebody, they're nowhere to be seen.
Right.
I would really like you to take the fog off of your face. It's like starting to bother me.
I'm gonna have to when I have to read something because there's no way for me to actually like see anything through this thing.
Oh, all right.
Do it.
Just so no one says we're uninformed, by the way, the African American or South African, what am I talking about? Racial and Customer Service Podcast of the Year, people. The South African Rand is what that was. Just so people know.
I'm sticking with Ruples. Ruples just sound right.
I think Ruples is Russia. I think
Maybe.
we don't want to take the currency from them.
No, that's rubles. That's
Rubles?
totally different.
Okay, I don't know, man.
Is it like rupees? Is it like Hyrulean?
Hyrulean. I don't know, but I don't know. Shall we move on to the next story?
we make all purchases with like shiny little gems.
That would be an interesting world. But anyway, speaking of an interesting world, this is actually not the worst segment I've ever done. A real-world Pokemon gym is opening in Japan next month. So, that's exciting, right? Somebody? So, part Pokemon-focused arcade, part augmented reality Pokemon experience, Japan is getting a Pokemon gym, and it's opening next month. The facility is being called a hands-on edutainment facility. I hate that word so much. According to a translation from Siliconera, and is being billed as a social space for children where they can learn tips for playing Pokemon, as the photos on the website show. And the only photo I'm seeing is a Pikachu bursting out of a child's chest, so I don't know about that. It also appears that it will have assorted Pokemon arcade games, augmented reality interactions with the Pocket Monsters themselves, and of course bowling, because that's what I think of when I think of Pokemon. An affiliated smartphone app will also be released alongside the gym, but it's unclear if we will be able to interact with it at all in North America. The Pokemon Gym's exact opening date is November 19th, 2015, and that will be in Osaka, Japan, if you'd like to take a trip. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to look at more photos, I put another link down in the script, which is really for us. I'm not talking to you guys listening on the podcast, but it looks interesting. I mean, I would absolutely visit it, but yeah, I don't know. Edutainment is an off-putting word.
Yeah. I'm also thinking that a bunch of grown men walking around there with a bunch of kids running around is not really appealing to parents or the people who work there. But I don't know. It's the only reason I could come up with to go there is if Pocket Tournament premiered there.
Right.
Because I'm still excited for that, even though I'm probably never going to actually be able to play it.
Do they not have it at the Dave and Buster's by you? I think they're focus testing them.
Oh, are they? Oh, I should look into that. That actually.
The one thing I know from writing my Nintendo news is a lot of arbitrary Nintendo facts.
Well, all right then. I will. I'll definitely ask my manager of my current job, who's still working at Dave and Buster's, if that is a thing. So
my question with this is kind of how long do you guys think this is gonna last? I mean, like, do you think they're gonna start opening up more of these? Do you think that this is gonna be something that's just gonna be a fad and that they're gonna close it down in like a year or two? Like, or do you think it's gonna really take off?
It's Japan. Japan has some very weird specific things that seem to thrive there. So I'm gonna say that Pokemon has lasted long enough, and there's a big enough market for these kind of weird niche forms of entertainment. I think it's gonna do all right.
Okay.
Yeah, if Konami can host gyms, and that's like one of their main sources of revenue now is gyms and gym equipment, then I think Pokemon might do just fine if they can actually get it more to a gym model at least. Because I don't know how much edutainment they could fit in and how long they'll keep people there.
You're just really trying to say edutainment as much as you can.
Oh, I love that word as much as I hate that word.
Okay, we're clearly enemies on that one. I believe that this one, the first one, might be successful and be like a thing that just stays there forever. Like, I don't know, like how a mall, once it's opened, is like dies maybe like 50 years later. But, between that time, it'll die and resurrect itself and just stay there. But I don't know if this will be a thing that, like, spreads. And if it does, I feel like it might need a more, like, actually arcade-focused thing. Because, I know arcades are big in Japan. That's, like, the only place they can thrive. But I don't know. The idea of edutainment never really... It's like, that's a word that should be reserved for museums, pretty much. But,
yeah.
That's just my opinion on the topic.
1 second, guys, for me. I'm just going to run. Keep going. Keep doing your thing. I have to go run to the bathroom.
All right, mid-podcast bathroom break. Let's time them. So, yeah, Adam, I believe it's your turn.
On a whole, I find the idea of a bunch of grown men pretending to play Pokemon is fairly scary. And speaking of things that are scary, Paranormal Activity VR demo is headed to select theaters. A virtual game based on the Paranormal Activity movies is coming to theaters as a free HTC Vive demo. Paramount Pictures, HTC, Valve, Epic Games, and NVIDIA will sponsor the demo at select AMC theaters locations from October 22nd to 24th. Moviegoers will be able to play the first-person survival horror title, just as the latest film in the franchise Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension opens October 22nd. The demo will debut at the theaters listed below. There's a big long list of theaters I'm not going to read. And coming out in 2016, the virtual reality Paranormal Activity game will run on the HTC Vive, PlayStation VR, and Oculus Rift head-mounted displays. Developer Beast Media Group also plans to release non-VR versions on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. My initial thoughts are nope. Just nope.
Yeah, this is starting to feel like one of those like little gimmicky games that comes out like right before, like as they release a new product. Something that we're really starting to hope that VR is not going to be starting off with. Hopefully, it's got some bigger titles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to clarify, that nope wasn't necessarily like entirely a negative thing. I'm just talking about the very idea of strapping like a VR set to my head and playing Paranormal Activity. That's kind of nope.
Oh, like just how frightening it is.
How freaking scary! Like when survival horror games come to VR, and if it's done well, that is just going to be like the most terrifying freaking thing ever.
No, I absolutely agree. It's just that paranormal activity kind of seems like a strange choice to me. That's all.
Yeah, because there's like there's like no really game in it, because like Paranormal Activity, they don't really ever effectively do anything. They just kind of wander around and eventually the ghost gets them, and that's the end. Except for there was like a really awesome Paranormal Activity that ended with a bunch of Mexican gangsters fighting like a coven of witches who were worshiping a demon. That was like the most amazing ending to a movie ever.
Okay.
I've seen the first one, and that's it. So that's actually encouragement to see another one. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, just look up that one. Look up Mexican Gangsters versus Witches and watch that one just for the end.
All right.
Now, I admit, this is a really bad thought that I just had, but I feel like someone would be missing the potential of comedy gold if this didn't happen. So, are you all aware that the demon's name is Toby in the series?
I did not know that.
I just imagine that scene from Roots. It's someone putting on the VR headset, and it's just playing that scene over and over again. And it explains why he's so angry at the world and paranormal activity.
Roots. The Oculus Rift game.
What did I just walk by?
Yeah, no, you just totally missed it.
Okay, I know that's an awful thought, but
we shouldn't go there again.
Watch
what Naughty Dog's working on next.
Roots the game. Okay, in all seriousness, I think it's an interesting concept that they're going for, because I mean, obviously, it's paranormal activity's big. Yeah, people will probably flock to this and be like, "Oh, I want to poop my pants and be there with people watching me while I'm playing this VR experience and have a headset on my head, so I'm even scared because I can't rip it off quickly." My true fears just got voiced out of my mouth. But it's I don't think it's gonna be good, honestly, simply because it is like a movie cash-in, like cash cow things are never good. We all know this. So yeah, I hope it'll be like PT or Allison Road, but it's probably gonna be more like, what was that horror movie that was like Jack Frost? I think he was like a murderer that possessed a snowman. Right. Yeah, it'll be probably more like that than anything else.
I think I'm more excited about the potential of what that kind of game could be. I mean, could you imagine, like, let's take away paranormal activity. It's just like, could you imagine like PT on Oculus Rift?
Yeah, no, that would be amazing. I completely agree.
Yeah. Maybe we can actually make Five Nights at Freddy's scary.
I still do not like playing that game.
because of fear, or like just because it's a bad game?
Oh, because I'm not good with jump scares. It is not.
Oh, okay.
It's not PT scary. It's scary as in I don't like things jumping up in my face.
I understand that.
I am going to jump protocol here a little bit because I think it's relevant to what we're talking about, and rather than getting back to it in a little bit. But on a similar promising note, they did note for Sony VR that they're developing, it seems like it's probably like a spin-off or a sequel to Until Dawn, called Until Dawn. Yeah, Rush of Blood, which is going to be an on-rails VR game, which could be kind of cool. Once again, that sounds neat. It may also be like a quick cash in on the fact that Until Dawn did better than they thought it was going to. So why not get something else out there with that name attached?
As quickly as possible. Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be something in a carnival. I haven't looked into it yet because I don't care all that much to look into it before it comes out. But
literally an on-rail shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be like Carnival or Carnival if you all have ever played that horrible game.
It's kind of like what they did with God. What is that horror franchise they turned into a rail shooter for Wii?
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead. That's the one I was looking for.
I don't know. I really hope that it's not going to cheapen the series. That it's not going to be something that just people pick up and realize is not nearly as good as the original is.
Right.
That's my major issue. I still haven't watched the PlayStation conference on my to-do list. I'm doing that after this. But from the description of it, at least, it sounds like it's highlighting all of the worst aspects of Until Dawn. Like, no one was like sitting there at Until Dawn going, "Oh, do you know what? I wish I could just play the shooting parts for the next 2 hours."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It just part of Until Dawn was being able to explore, and I feel like putting it in VR, putting it on rails is literally just going to be, hey, jump scares. It's a clown that has fangs because we've already seen that thing, and it's not going to be good.
A really super excellent point is you're right. By putting it as a rail shooter, it's pretty much sucking away everything that made Until Dawn. So that's kind of unfortunate. Like I said, it does kind of feel in my heart of hearts like it's just a quick cash in, but they're like, oh, gee, people really like that game. Maybe we could get another one out and make another buck off of it.
Right. Yeah, cashing in on the franchise name.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope, that against, for all that is holy, that doesn't derail the possibility of actually getting a proper Until Dawn sequel.
Right.
I feel like this one's going to come out and it's going to be really awful, but they're going to already have been working on a Until Dawn 2/3 technically. And it'll probably be really interesting to see, like, I'm sure the fan reaction to Rush of Blood, unless they do something horribly surprising, is going to be negative, because no one likes on-rail shooters. That's why they don't exist anymore.
Right.
And then the next one's going to come out, and it'll probably be amazing, but I'm assuming less people will play it, because they will have played Rush of Blood, and they'll be like, oh, it's just clowns with snake mouths now. I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like fun.
Clowns with snake mouths.
Have you seen the picture? That's what it looks like.
I'm pulling up the article.
I don't want to look at it now. Break my heart.
Like, I looked at it for like a few seconds, and that's what it looked like to me.
Alright.
Oh, wait, okay, it's not in that article.
Damn.
I'm sorry, listeners, for you being able to hear my typing.
You use a mechanical keyboard?
Yes, I do.
Good for you.
Oh, there we go. Alright, I'll just post that in the,
Oh, okay. You got something?
Yeah. Copy. And you're doing the Facebook chat just because that'll be easier than me trying to finagle through Skype. Alright. But anyway, moving on to the next topic while you all get horrified by that.
Absolutely. Just in case, anybody was wondering, we were talking about it last week, and No Man's Sky is not coming out today. They did have the No Man's Sky release date announced today at Paris Games Week, the Sony press conference. It was announced that it has a release window of June 2016 for PC and PlayStation 4. So, what do you guys think about that? I mean, that's kind of basically all there is for that news. Do you think that's going to be a good time? It's going to be in the summer. There's not usually a whole lot of games that come out.
That's after E3, right?
I believe it should be, yeah.
That's great. Nothing ever comes out after E3.
I'm very happy about this because that means I will actually have time to play it.
For me, it's kind of interesting. Like, I will definitely play it. There's no question about it. But I kind of feel like Sony's done a really good job of, like, de-hyping me on that game. Because, like, there was a period of time where, like, I was super hyped because you saw it at E3 last year, and you're like, this looks amazing. And then you saw it at E3 again this year, and you're like, I'm so excited, I can't wait. And there was, like, all the talk was it's coming out sometime at the end of this year, and we're like, all right. And then all of a sudden they just stopped talking. They stopped giving us details for a really long time, and it just kind of felt like they were pushing the hype and getting us ready for it so much, and then they kind of pulled back. I think probably because they realized they wanted to hold it back for whatever reason. That unfortunately it kind of lost the hype for me a little bit.
Right. Sure.
I agree. I don't know. I think that with more of the details that have been coming out for it, and I admittedly, you kind of have to look for them right now. There's not a whole lot of big news that's coming out about the game unless you're actually actively looking for it. It's sounding more and more interesting with the roles that you'll be able to pick up and like just the pure freedom that you're going to have. It sounds, I mean, other people have said it before, and we probably said it here before. It's Minecraft in space, and it sounds like more things to do and maybe slightly more specializations. So that sounds cool to me. I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been excited for the concept of I still hope that they change their mind and let you have some method of like meeting up with your friends easier than just I'm on this planet that might take you 50 years to get to. Find me, because the idea of like not even becoming pirates, even though that would probably be what the end game is, but like just hanging around on a planet, just mining resources and building whatever you can build, just sounds like so much fun to me. And like, especially I imagine that the summertime, the new Destiny will not be out. I'll probably be kind of tired of dying in Binding of Isaac, so that's just like the perfect time for me, because I've always wondered why like bigger titles don't come out during the summer. So it's just that's the time where people are off from school or college.
Right?
Yeah, it's like it's just like a golden opportunity time that no one takes advantage of.
Well, and it was also probably ultimately wise on their part, I think, because I guess we're gonna just have to purely speculate on why it's coming out when it is, but I suspect that Sony probably started to realize exactly how excited people were for that game,
Mhm.
and they saw an opportunity to put it out at a time where it was going to reach the largest audience. And unfortunately, the end of this year is not that time because
No.
it's already so crowded with like so many big titles that that you shouldn't you're better off holding it back and let it be something that Sony's got in their pocket after the Uncharted blowout and dies down.
Yeah.
Totally.
Mhm. I think
All
we
right,
all. What's up?
I was just gonna say I think we should probably move on to not news anymore because we've got a few stuff to get to still and not a lot of time.
Is it time for another giveaway?
I think it's time for another giveaway.
It's time for you all to
Yes.
get more free stuff for viewers and listeners.
Woo! Free stuff. All right, this is gonna be for God of War 3 remastered. Ooh, yeah, it's a good one. This is for drumroll. I'm gonna butcher this name, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Vinicius Pietro. Congratulations, sir.
Way to go, Pietro.
Nice.
Good job on using a big vocabulary word for that first part.
I think it might be his name, Myles.
Alright, it sounded like you said Venetius, which doesn't sound like a name. Forgive me if I'm being really ignorant and you're like from...
Well, it does say he's from France, so I have no idea.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know many French people. I don't know any French people.
Alright, I'm
Well,
taking my
that's the
costume
first
off because it's driving me freaking insane.
I would hope having a thong in your face would drive you insane.
Oh, baby.
Okay, we're just going to pause the podcast. No, you take that all the way off, because that was an interesting part of the podcast.
It's not going to happen.
Oh, that's why we don't wear thongs on our faces, kids. Anyway, so, moving on to a thought from nowhere. We had many entries. What word was going to come out of that mouth? Entries this week, because all of you wanted free stuff. I respect that. So, I believe... Did we actually agree on a best one or not?
No, but we can narrow it down after we go through a couple of them. So,
Whatever
Lou,
fosters
would
the most
you
discussion.
like to?
Sure.
What was that?
Whatever fosters the most discussion.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So the first one's from Marin, maybe? Marin? Marin Frank asks, has a game ever ruined another game for you?
Yeah, we can just go with that one, honestly. Yeah. Yeah,
Miles,
go.
did you have an answer on that?
Has a game ever ruined another game? I feel like I've probably played either the second words, the second in a series, or like played the first one when the second came out and got really. What game was that? Oh god, there was something where like the second one was coming out. And I was super excited for it, so I picked up the first one because I was just like, I want to be up to date on the story and everything. And I played the first one, and needless to say, I did not finish it, nor did I buy the second one. Unfortunately, the story is dampened because I don't remember what the title was.
Right.
For me, it was actually Assassin's Creed 2. And actually, I loved Assassin's Creed 2, and we talked about it last week. I platinumed that game. But the actual ending of it, like the story, just really rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, really, we're going to go with 2012, like December 21st, 2012, the world's going to end, or our main conflict for the rest of the series. I still played it up until Black Flag, but I was really turned off by that, and after that whole arc was over, it just kind of finished the series for me. I'm not thrilled to go diving back in anytime soon.
Right. For me, and I loved this game, by the way. I absolutely adored it when it came out. Borderlands and Borderlands 2. I picked up the Handsome Jack collection to play Borderlands 2 again and try out the pre-sequel. And I have just played so much Destiny that I can't do another space shooting first-person mechanic game. Like, I tried it. It was like, I was like, I can't do this. I can't. It was so different.
I can attest to that as well. I I played Borderlands 2 into the ground. I like got level 50 of all my characters, and that has completely ruined the rest of the series for me because like I see the visuals, I'm like, this has not changed enough for me to be okay with spending any more time with this series. So I completely know that feeling. It's not a good feeling. So anybody else got any other ruined series on their mind?
I guess I got something that I've been kind of thinking about in. I think that the combination of Game of Thrones and Tales from the Borderlands is kind of officially ruining all future Telltale games for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like they put too many out at once because like I think trying to double fist games is like putting way too much of similar content right in your face, and I think by making their games available so frequently that unfortunately I think I'm starting to see Telltale's hand a little bit too much. I think that they had an incredibly successful run with the original Walking Dead because it had a fantastic story, but I kind of think that Telltale operates under this whole illusion of choice, but once you start playing their games like all the time, you start to see that that's a little bit of a trick that they make it look like you've got much more choice than you actually do. And so unfortunately, I think that the magic behind their games is the curtain's kind of been pulled back a little bit for me.
Right.
Yeah, I completely agree, Adam. I've thought that for a long time with Telltale. Even when I was playing the first Walking Dead season, which I really enjoyed, I still realized at the end that well, really none of my decisions ever actually mattered. Like I didn't get a different ending because of that. I don't know. We haven't completed Game of Thrones yet, and without spoiling it for anybody else,
I was going to say Walking Dead Season 2 ended a bunch of different ways.
I agree with that. But at the same time, like there are just if you can see where they're trying to give you choices and they're not really
right.
They're not really giving you any choice. They're, like certain things feel like there should be a big difference maker, and it doesn't at all. It's just kind of it deviates slightly and then comes right back to the main plot.
And I think for me, the Telltale style of game would fare a lot better if I was only playing maybe one a year or something like that. But they had some success, and now they're trying to push it as much as they can. I mean, God, there's like 3 Telltale games out right now. Like we've got actually Borderlands is done, but Game of Thrones is going, and now we got Minecraft, and it's kind of like if they weren't just like shoving these games down our throats constantly, maybe we would appreciate the format more. But as somebody who loved them too much and then decided to dive completely into their product, I have kind of burnt out.
I'm also interested in seeing them do something different. I think that they're really good at storytelling, but their method all of a sudden is starting to seem sort of dated. Seems like they need to experiment with it a little bit just to make it feel different.
I know one big complaint I've heard, which I kind of agree with because I tried my hand at The Wolf Among Us because I was a fan of the Fable series, was their engine kind of sucks. Let's be honest. It wouldn't hurt them to take like a few months or however long they need at the drawing table to just like update that and make everything smooth and playable. Because I mean, it is a lot of decision making. I know it's a lot of like verbal speaking and like dialogue and such, but I can't help it when like something's chugging along or like when there's just a horrible glitch happening in the background and I just can't pay attention to what's actually happening. So that might help them just kind of like make everyone feel refreshed and feel new about their titles, especially since they have another one in the pipeline, which is the Marvel one, which we still don't have any details on, but God knows what that's going to be and how many episodes it's going to be.
Well, you are completely right too, Myles. I mean, that brings up such an important fact is that it is, I mean, blatantly like Telltale's game mechanics and game engines iffy at best and sometimes downright shit. But we continually excuse it because a lot more often than not the stories they're telling are so fantastic that you're willing to forgive like kind of the iffy game mechanics.
You know what that means, gamers will got to vote with their wallets. Which will never happen because people say they will and then don't. Because people love their games.
Yep.
All right. Well, I feel like we'd be remiss not to go on to this next topic. since we do have the Nintendo Ninja here, we must ask, how can Nintendo make an NX? Make NX a success? That's from Mark Beast, something like that. Thank you.
All right. Well, there's a couple things they can do. And this is all personal opinion. I think that their concept is totally fine how it is right now. It's, the concept, supposedly, of the fusion machine, part handheld. That's great. Everyone seems to love that idea. Handheld slash home console. They need to get out of the operating system that they've been using since the GameCube, which they've promised they're going to do. They need some really nice tech because they need developers to want to develop. And that means that they need the chips to do it, they need the specs to do it, and they need an easy way to port games over. It can't be some proprietary kind of thing like the PlayStation 3 or the Wii U has. The less gimmicks, the better. And they need to capture the core audience because so many people want to rush back to Nintendo. Like a lot of people have given up, and they say I would love nothing more than to be a Nintendo sucker again and just be buying everything they make. Like I would love that. And the reason they love that is because we, the industry, the video game industry, is one of the very few where people hound developers and producers and companies for more products. Like that almost never. Like when's the last time you heard of maybe the book industry? Like people like constantly following up on the smallest bit of news. Oh, we got a new info about the character. It's a female. Wow. So yeah, they just need to target the driven enthusiast market, which, I mean, most of the people buying the PlayStation are, most of the people buying the Xbox are.
Right.
And they got to do that with great tech and the same awesome software that they've been doing.
You bring up great tech, and I completely agree, but I also think that needs to be competitive tech. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to draw third-party developers.
Right. Did you hear the news with that?
I didn't know.
Well, when they sent out the development kits, they were going around, and some people Wall Street Journal specifically went around asking, like trying to see if anyone would break the NDA, and a couple of different developers, well-known developers, though they wouldn't say who they were, said that one of the demos couldn't actually be run on some of the highest performing chips out there right now, which they assumed was a Skylake processor and some sort of high-end graphics card, but they wouldn't detail it. So if the demo is, actually shows off what they're hoping to do with the system, we might get that. And that's crazy. That's great because they haven't done that since the GameCube.
Absolutely.
Well, here's my concern, though, and this is kind of like the big thing that I think they need to answer for me, is that I'm worried that this could potentially wind up being a half step that gives them some success in the future, only for them to be, or for some temporary success only to be lapped again. Because my question is, they release a console now, and let's say it's like a half step above the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's more powerful than both. Like the issue I keep on saying is what happens, let's say 3-4 years from now, when Sony and Xbox potentially, if the console generations still happen, if there is another generation of consoles in the future, they start to work on whatever's next, and those potentially jump ahead of the NX. We're kind of in a similar situation all over again, unless they're planning on rushing their next console generation. So that's my big question: is how are they gonna avoid that problem?
Native 4K.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that's an issue, like to have irregular cycles if they're not outpaced for the vast majority of it. Like, for instance, for the Wii U, that came out a year before, underpowered a year before PlayStation 4 is out. If they manage to bring out the NX 2016, which are the current rumors, then conceivably PlayStation 4, Xbox One are going to be around for more than a 5-year cycle. If it's anything like the PS3, we're thinking like 8 or 9 years. So that leaves maybe 5 years on the market with the PS4. So that'd be nice.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So do you think there's any concerns with this being a handheld fusion console, like with it somehow interfering with the 3DS's market?
3DS has been there for a while, so I
agree.
Yeah,
but but it's from the same company, and they're going to be developing almost basically two different handheld devices.
Right. Yeah, I think that it'll be an issue. I think the bigger issue is probably cost, because I don't like if we're actually doing specs and a handheld console and a home console all combined into one. I don't know how it's not going to be an $800 device.
Yeah.
But I think it'll cannibalize the 3DS market. But at this point, I don't know if they care too much. It's been on the market for so long that it might be time for it to cannibalize the 3DS market.
Sure.
I admit, like, the prospect of Nintendo coming out and just kind of like jolly stomping Sony and doing what they were trying to do with the Vita correctly. Like, how everyone was like, oh, PSP, PS Vita, you can play anything you can play on your home console on this. If they legit came out and, like, the handheld was the controller you use if you're at home, and then while you're away, you actually, like, can play everything you could do on the console on that handheld, I might be coming back to Nintendo for more reasons than just Pokemon. So, that is intriguing to me, even though at first that idea sounded really stupid to me.
See, you're able to capture the Myles, and that's who you want.
You gotta use Master Ball, though. I'm a unique Pokemon, since we're going with the capture analogy. But yeah. I can't wait to see what it'll be like. But I mean, that's just the hype that any true gamer should have when a new console is talked about. Just you get excited, even if it's from a company you don't necessarily like.
Right.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have another thought out of nowhere that they wanted to talk about with the little time we got left?
Oh, let's talk about the one where I'm dying. Well, we could tackle poly shoes, because that's a pretty straightforward one that we could probably answer quickly enough. Poly shoes question was, not all question, but hi guys. What game do you regret buying the most, and why?
That one's easy for me. The Witcher 3. Great game. Totally great game. I am never going to find time to play that.
That's valid.
I could have, I can't play it right now. I know I can't play it in the near future, maybe by summer, but by that point, I mean, I could have bought it probably for like $15 secondhand.
It's sad that you're right. Yeah, that's a very interesting answer. I'm sure no one would have thought of Witcher as the answer for that. I'm going to say that my answer is going to be one that I think I've never actually been, no one's ever disagreed with me on it. Brink. Does anyone actually remember that game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was super excited. This was back when I was first starting college. I had my job at GameStop, so I got it for $54 instead of the full $64. And needless to say, I was very angry that night. I was a very angry Myles, because that game is bad. I don't know if you all tried it. That game is bad.
I bought it for $5.
You spent too much money, sir.
Right.
Oh god, I don't even remember who made that game, but hey, fix your AI. Was that Gearbox?
Hopefully not, please.
I think it was, honestly.
Insomniac, maybe? I don't know. Brink. Let me look.
Brink, the video game. It was made by
Bethesda.
Okay, that.
Wow.
Yeah, that also explains why I was sad.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Published by Bethesda. Developed by Splash Damage. Kind of curious if Splash Damage has ever done anything else after that. Whoever wants to answer next can go ahead. My answer was simple.
I'm trying to come up with one right now. I have one in mind. I just can't remember the name of it. That's how horrible the purchase it was.
Last year, okay, maybe somebody can remember this off the top of the head. Last year, what was the name of that old school survivor horror game that came out for the PS4? Daylight. No, I mean it was kind of a Resident Evil-ish game. You fight a guy with a chainsaw.
Oh!
Oh, you're thinking of it's actually
The Evil
on
Within.
the
Evilness.
The
Yeah,
Evil Within. Okay.
it's on sale right now.
I'm gonna say that for a couple of different reasons. I have this like tendency that I want to be a well-rounded gamer, and so like there are certain genres I just don't take to. But like I stupidly try to like because I want to be a well-rounded gamer, still try to force myself to like those type of games. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'll try again because maybe it'll be different this time. Gee golly. And that was the case with Evil Inside. It's like, well, I'm not really a survival horror type of person, but I'm like, but I should play this because everybody says it's good. And so I bought it, and to compound the fact, I bought it right before I went on like a vacation, and so I literally played like one level of it, paying full price for it, and then I went on vacation and never had the care to get back to it and just kind of sold it.
Right.
Yeah. One of my friends had a very similar issue. He was also in a situation where he didn't have much money. He paid full price, and he got 2 levels in and was just like, I'm just going to watch the rest of this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Solutions.
I got to a point where I was in a pit full of monsters and they killed me like 20 times, and I'm like, I'm done.
Nah. Sometimes you just hit that wall and you can't come back.
I also feel very similarly about Bloodborne too.
Ouch.
I mean, I
No,
kind of feel the same.
I'm not saying that
I get it,
Bloodborne
I get
isn't
it,
a
I
good
get it.
game, but it's not my game.
Yeah.
I get it.
I acknowledge, I understand why people like it. When I'm not getting killed, I actually kind of enjoy it. When I'm not getting killed and having to move slowly, I enjoy it. But yeah, I spent $60 on that, and I've beaten 2 bosses. One of them was optional, so I don't even know if it counts.
What? Wait, are you talking about the first optional boss?
I beat the beast you find on the bridge. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
That one. I got up to Gascoigne. That's as far as I got.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
That's fair.
All right, I think I found the one that I regret most.
All right.
And I don't remember much of it because it was a long time ago, but so I'll have a follow-up to it. But I've got PlayStation 2 game called Viet Cong Purple Haze.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It has a Metacritic score of 48. Yeah, I remember that it was a first-person shooter, and I played probably all of 10 minutes of it and realized, like, even as a kid, how terrible this game was. And I had so many PlayStation 2 games at that point. And, like, I played them all the time. Mm-hmm. And this one, I was just like, wow, why did I get this? But I remember the one thing about it, like, as a kid, the only thing you really have to base your decision on is, like, what it says in the back of the case. And it said something about destructible environments. I was like, well, it has to be good. And it was just basically like crates and barrels like could fall apart. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Was it like was it fake destruction where you shoot them and they don't really like splinter? They just kind of like poof and disappear.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But other than that, the other one that I actually also regret getting, not denying that it's a good game, is Dead Space.
Okay.
That was
the original Dead Space?
The original Dead Space. I played, I decided one night I was going to be like home alone. My wife was like off doing something for the weekend, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get Dead Space like cheap. It was long after it had come out. And I was like, I'm going to just scare the shit out of myself. And that's exactly what I did. And I did not pick it up once ever again.
I'm sorry. That is the best reason I've heard all night for regretting buying a game. Oh, man. So now we all have dredged up our deep, dark secrets and the games that we really hate, even though some of us never forget. I've got Brink tattooed on my back, so I never forget.
Can I bring up another question?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so because I think this is like seasonal, so it's kind of like timely. Johnny Omega. I really hope that this guy's real name is Johnny Omega.
No.
For that, yes,
sounds like a pro wrestler. What is the best game to play this Halloween?
I say the same thing every Halloween, and it's Costume Quest 2.
Okay. I played the first one.
I like
It's a
that.
very Halloween game.
That's also a pick that is probably not. It's not scary. I like that pick. Yeah.
I'm gonna go like a different direction because I mean I could obviously say something like Danganronpa or Until Dawn, but you guys, I've talked and talked and talked about those games on this
Mhm.
podcast, so we'll move in a different direction. I am gonna go with a game that's goodness is kind of in dispute, but it's definitely you gotta experience it at least once to say you did. I'm gonna go with Swery's classic Deadly Premonition.
Hmm.
Have you guys ever played Deadly Premonition?
Nope.
No,
Not.
can't
Just
say I
heard
have.
things.
It's kind of like, have you guys ever seen the movie The Room?
Yes.
It's like
Oh.
the room of video games. It's like a completely batshit insane and a total mess, but somehow there's like this kind of allure about the whole thing. You just have to kind of sit back in awe of what's going on, and it's basically like this. Like basically, this guy he just basically rips off Twin Peaks more or less. And
Okay.
you're this detective that goes to like this weird like little town out in the middle of the wood, out in the middle of the woods, and there's like a series of strange deaths happening, and you have to fight like all these weird zombie things that bend over backwards and then proceed to walk towards you, and you have to shoot them in the face.
Well done.
And the dialogue is really bizarre. There's like a really terrible driving portion put throughout where you have to go like at a grandma's pace around town in this car.
Mhm.
And it's just like it is like the most bizarre game. The mechanics are kind of stilted, but it's so weird that it has this kind of charm that you can't stop playing it and you can't look away because you just kind of have to wonder how anybody made the choices that made this game. So,
Right.
so I really think that it's a game that gamers need to experience once, even if so they could go like, "Hey, that's like among the weirdest things I've ever seen."
Lisa, you tear me apart. It was a horrible movie. My suggestion will actually be the only game that I ever actually just had to put down and not play. And thank God I got it for free. Oh crap, what was it called? It was really, really big in horror games like a year or two ago. Um, your
Slender.
best, no. Didn't have to put that down. I actually did not
Outlast.
find this. Outlast, thank you. I did not find Slender Man at
Oh
all
goodness.
horrifying. But yes, Outlast. The combination of not being able to defend myself and just like having to walk. I got to the part where you're in the like underground part and like you're trying to turn on the generators and you
Yep.
have the crazy dude. My heart was beating a little bit too fast. I did not pass out, but I felt like I should have. So I was just like, nope, I'm done. I'm never playing this again. It's over. Game over.
Yep.
It's sitting there
Game
on my
over, man.
console because it was free, but
Yeah.
I, unlike you, have not had the guts to actually play it. I keep on dreaming of like trying to play it with my headphones, and then I realize how bad of an idea that is.
Yeah. Like I played it in a room full of my friends, and we were in the dark, and we were like, playing with the controllers lighting up and all that junk. And I was just like, nope, this isn't worth the stress that it's causing me. I don't want to die too early. So.
Well, I'm not big on horror games in general. I think I've mentioned that at
Mhm.
length, especially in this podcast. Learning about me shitting myself playing Dark Dead Space. But I do know one game that somebody's going to be playing this Halloween, and that is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Nice.
So
Segway! Free stuff!
Between the four of us, what do you guys think garnered the best discussion out of the thoughts out of nowhere that we discussed tonight?
Stroking my non-existent beard.
All
We
right.
got a pretty good mileage out of the first question. Just has a game ever ruined another game for you? I think that probably sparked the longest conversation.
True.
Are we in agreement on this?
I will agree.
I will agree as well.
I will make it a unanimous vote.
Yes.
Marin Frank, has a game ever ruined another game for you? That wins you a copy of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Congratulations.
Jazz
We'll
hands.
be giving out all those games separately to y'all shortly.
Yeah.
So thank you for participating, and hopefully for listening and learning of your winning. Yay.
Yay! Free stuff. Everyone loves that.
Everyone.
Free stuff.
Free stuff is the best stuff. Still dying. So, gentlemen, it's been a lovely 100, but it's probably time to wrap things up.
Yes.
Oh, are we all in agreement? Is the council in agreement?
Aye.
Alright, good, because it's
Aye.
12. It's 12 a.m. and I would like to go to sleep. But for all of you who sent in thoughts from nowhere, don't worry. I will be making a doc with the rest of your thoughts from nowhere, so you may hear them mentioned in later podcasts. Just so you know, fun times. Be excited. You'll be internet famous. So I want to thank everyone who joined us and everyone who sent in thoughts from nowhere and everyone who just helped us out with this. So I'll just name the people whose thoughts from nowhere read. Again, that was Polly Sue, Johnny Omega, and Marin Frank. Marin Frank was the winner of our thought from nowhere part of the contest, I guess, if you want to call it that. So yeah, thank you all for submitting. And our schedule is record on Tuesday nights and release. It's not late Tuesday night at this point. It's going to be early Wednesday morning. You can email us at contact.mong@gmail.com if you'd like to submit more thoughts from nowhere. Albeit they will not be for free things this time, but we will still appreciate them. You can find our Mong Twitter account at mong.com. You can also find us on YouTube at Mong Network and Middle North Gaming Plays. Check out both those channels. Our Twitch channel, if you're not here right now, is Mong Plays. You should come join us for our live podcasts every week. You can also find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. Just look at Mong. Pretty straightforward. Excuse me. Check out our website, which is middlenorthgaming.com. That's where all our editorials, news, reviews, and our faces and all that other great stuff are. Also, if you want to help keep the lights on, you can find us on Patreon. I assume that you have to search for Mong, right, Jordan?
On Patreon, yeah, go ahead and search for Mong or Middle of Nowhere Gaming.
There you go. And we always remember that we are joined by one of Mong's oldest members, I guess, technically, Lou Contaldi.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, no problem.
Congratulations, 100 episodes.
Yeah, 100 episodes. And if you want to see more of Lou, and I want to make it a mandate that he has to wear this wig every time he's on podcast. You find him over at Geeks by Night, as well as Courtney, who is who was our old editor in chief, who cannot join us tonight. But we're gonna pour one out for him.
When is Geeks by Night on, Lou?
I think we're doing a transitional schedule right now, but if you want to watch a stream, normally we stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9, and generally we have our podcast Thursdays, and that's at 7:30.
All right.
Which time zone is that?
Eastern, the good one.
Yeah, the good one. The one where it's 12 a.m. right now.
Yes.
So yeah, you can
also special thanks to Santa Monica Studios for the codes for the giveaway. Thank you so much. That was so nice of you. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we really do appreciate that. We appreciate it. I won't say more than that. That's all that needs to be said. And also, just so people know, Geeks by Night's Mong account, Twitch account is Geeks by Night. Yeah.
Yep. Twitch.tv/Geeks by Night.
All right, cool. So yes, you can find me at Furious Milk on Twitter. You can find Lou, since he's next in line, at
Lou Contaldi.
There you go. You can find Adam at
Fanboy_Adam.
You can find Jordan at
JL_Fleur.
And he is going to be mandated to wear that thong on his face every podcast from now on. So, it has been a lovely episode 100, gentlemen, and fans, and listeners, and everyone else. We appreciate you being here. But, I need to edit. I need to sleep. They maybe need to eat. Lou probably needs to go to sleep as well.
Absolutely.
I don't know what's happening. But, this has been episode 100 of the MONG Podcast. We love you. We'll see you later.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Bye.
Mong.
Mong.
Mong. All right, and we are done.